Good morning, this is Barb with Inspire Me 360, and in this video I want to talk about the power of the word, or the utilization of word, not only in terms of the spoken word but also the written word. So when we're looking at manifestation or even goal creation, because really what manifestation is when we distill down what it is we want to see in our lives in terms of our goals and dreams that eventually we want to see out manifest. So as much as this word manifestation seems like, some sort of a magical thing, it really is just supercharged goal setting that eventually happens. So one of the ways that I have found really helps the acceleration of creating everything I see that exists, in my reality today, is utilizing the power of words or language, symbolism. And I do a lot of this through automatic writing and then specifically engineered writing. So when we think about automatic writing, for myself, this is when I am kind of in almost a meditative state. And I'm just writing everything that's coming through my vessel, so to speak. And a lot of really interesting, creative, unique ideas come out that I'm really not consciously thinking about. And the reason I can say I'm not consciously thinking about it is because the writing is so fast. Sometimes I'm doing this on my computer and it's just typing, and I'm not in a zone to be logically thinking about the type of word forms that are coming out. I often find when I'm doing this, I'm pairing it with some sort of a specific frequency, like the 432 hertz frequency or the 1111 frequency. Also, classical music really tends to help this automatic writing. That's what I've noticed. And making sure as well that there are no words actually in the music really help to create a foundation for automatic writing. Now, I really do think anybody can do this. You have to want to do it. You have to take the time to allow your consciousness to settle and then become this sort of vessel for transmuting the information that is out in the ether. And I've been able to do this for about 20 years. It was probably 20 years ago that it sort of started happening to me, and I just sort of went with it. And again, the information can be very counterintuitive to what is taught or what has been taught to me in school. And so a lot of times I just put the writing on a shelf or leave it where it is. I don't always understand, what the purpose of it is. But a lot of times I've also found that a lot of really creative, imaginative ideas come out of the automatic writing that I actually put into play in my business life, in my, everyday life with my family and my friends, really amazing ideas. So again, this power of the word, which is really just symbolism. It's the energy that's out there in the universe that's coming through our mind, our body, our spirit, and we're transcribing or transmuting that energy through the symbolism of words. Now, there is another way of writing or utilizing writing to make your thought forms basically concrete in the material world. And this helps you to become laser focused on what you want. What I've found is when you're writing in repetition, it's similar to when you're studying for a test. If you write something down 10 times, your brain stores that information. Or if you can have some sort of a rhythmic pattern behind it, something that rhymes, it tends to be something that your brain will remember or can remember. So when it's something that your brain is pulling up or is keeping at the forefront of its consciousness, the the chance that you're going to take action to see what you're writing out manifest is, really increased, in the sense that, again, you're putting pen to paper. And I don't think that there is, I don't think that the correlation between many esoteric and religious books talk about the power of the word. I think that this is something that we really need to pay attention to. Now, so writing, that's one faction of it. What about the spoken word? I know I've brought this up in other videos, but essentially what you say is so powerful. So each of us have this vibration that is, again, a mirroring of the blueprint of the actual vibrational pattern of our soul's frequency. And when you speak, you are emitting that unique energy signature of your soul's blueprint. And this is powerful because, again, the more you use or learn to use the power of your words, the more you're going to see an augmentation of the creation around you. And you have to be very, very careful and diligent in the utilization of your words. What do I mean by this? Essentially, make sure, if you want to see a beautiful manifestation of your creational reality, that your words are lovely, your words are beautiful, your words are inspiring, because they hold so much dynamic power. And so often we don't understand the gravity of the spoken word and how incredibly powerful it is. Even the fact that there is a vibration. So when the energy that you are is vibrating through your vocal cords and you're speaking out these words that you're creating, you are actually creating a vibration, a vibratory field that extends and extends and extends. Obviously, just like any other sound wave, you are bumping into other vibrational wave patterns as well. But specific to the word and any words being used, we are seeing that out manifestation of reality in a collective and in a very singular way. And so making sure that, first of all, you are speaking with the utmost inspiration that you can muster. This is really, really powerful. So not complaining, not speaking in a low vibrational way. And what do I mean by this? It's the way that you perceive the world. Is it optimistic or is it pessimistic? And that can really be shown through your words. No matter what obstacle is in front of you, if you can come up with words and framework around it that are of a high vibrational nature, two things will happen. First of all, you'll see your energy go way up. If you look at what used to be perceived as a problem and a burden that you have to carry, your energy will just drop due to the fact that your brain and your consciousness and your mind, body, soul are perceiving that external thing as a problem. Again, that lowers your energy. If you can reframe it or teach your mind to always see everything on the external in the most optimistic, optimal way, it will generate a sort of self-propelling light or self-propelling energy that's emanating from within. And most matter is not generating light. Most matter that we see is actually reflecting the light. And that's how, again, when we perceive an object, it is the reflection of the light that's bouncing off of it. But if we can learn and teach ourselves to be basically a light generator, we again start to illuminate those around us with our powerful paying attention to lift them up, to make them feel bright within themselves. And you'll actually see this happen. You can see it visually if you watch for it. If you go, if you're speaking to a group of people or you're speaking to an individual and you start to talk to them sarcastically, tearing them down, or by criticizing them, anything that diminishes their light, you'll see almost a dimness come over them. And the opposite of that, if you start to build them up, tell them that they're beautiful, tell them that they're intelligent, tell them that they're smart and talented and wonderful, and really start to diligently point out the things about that individual or about the group that are, again, that bright, high vibrational energy, you'll actually be able to perceive a sort of light that starts to emanate from each one of those beings. And it's a very, very cool experiment to do. In terms of interacting with your external reality, is test it out. I mean, do it one-on-one, specifically and diligently work on building that person up in front of you. Even do it to a ridiculous level so that, again, you're really laying it on thick, but you will start to see an energetic force that starts to almost make them glow. It will emanate from their eyes. It'll emanate from their beingness. They'll sit up a little bit straighter. They start to get a glow when you utilize your powerful words in this way. And so conversely, if you look at it in the opposite way, if you start to, again, make fun of somebody or sarcastically nitpick at them or really belittle them, you'll notice a dimming of their light, a shrinking of their self-illumination. And this is a very tangible, one-on-one transference. You can also do this in terms of plant life and animal life. It doesn't matter what sort of organic life form you speak to, you're going to be able to have this experience. And it's a very notable thing because, again, in terms of manifestation and the generation of our own illumination, we have to be very, very diligent in how we speak to ourselves. So we can do things like affirmations in the mirror, the spoken word, looking at oneself, we call it mirror work, and lovingly tell yourself all of the things that you would like to hear from the world, and doing this practice a few times a day. The other thing that you can do is subliminals, or the other tool that is very helpful for programming specifically the subconscious mind are subliminals. And that's basically words that are embedded under tones and frequencies that access the subconscious mind and start to entrain us to these high vibrational thought forms and ideas about what is in our external reality. And as we start to increase the perception or the perceptibility at the subconscious level, we will start to see a change in our overall attitude and positivity output. Now, those are sort of my, top tools in terms of really fast tracking your manifestation techniques and how you can utilize not only the spoken word, but the subconscious spoken word and the written word to help to make the quantum field a little bit more malleable towards galvanizing or magnetizing your hopes and dreams for your own life towards yourself. And as you are starting to put these things into practice, and as you are utilizing your own light and illumination to lift others and to speak this kind of truth, you will notice that, again, those around you will begin to transform word principles into action. So I am going to sign off on this video. I have to run to work, but hopefully this helped you in terms of things that you can easily do to help begin to create a better world and that vision for living the life of your dreams.